Thank you for watching the United Kingdom Speedrunner Gathering. Normally we're a 2-day speedrunning marathon held 4 times a year in Glasgow. But due to the situation with COVID-19, we're bringing you 3 days of exciting speedruns from the comfort of our own homes to yours. Now I'm very proud and excited to introduce to you Riekelt and RVD. They're going to be doing some Bowser's Fury, any percent, no amiibo. Take it away, guys.
Thank you. Hello, I'm RDV.
And hey, I'm Riekelt. And together we're
We've got our friend Tiny Tim with us.
Yeah, and we got Tiny Tim with us. That is definitely true.
Hello there, folks. My name's Tiny Tim 78. Looking forward to a fantastic head-to-head battle of the Titans here. I hope you enjoy it as much as I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. We should probably get this started because we've
wasted enough time. That is true.
All right. We should probably do a little countdown for when we should erase a file, and then another countdown for the timer to start. How about that?
We can just say get ready and then go whenever.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's because of how timing starts.
Timing is kind of a bit weird with this game.
Don't worry. Okay, get ready. In 3, 2. Actually, Elsa, go first. That's for us, and then the second go for time. Yeah, that's probably better.
Yeah.
3,
The second go is for the timer. Okay. Yeah. Got it.
3, 2, 1, go. Go.
Good luck.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll start off here. So this is Bowser's Fury. It came out earlier this year, part of a collection of Super Mario 3D World for the Nintendo Switch. And as you can see, it's a 3D Mario game. But it has some very interesting movement tech, including the vectoring that we're doing here. And basically that's moving, I believe it's 45 degrees.
About.
Yep. And the objective of the run here is to, Bowser is a very angry boy. We need to, calm him down a little bit. And we'll do that by collecting these wonderful shines. And I have to say, that's the one thing when I first watched this game, I was like, do you like cats? I hope you like cats. Because this game is Cats, the game. Everybody is a cat.
Everything is a cat. Mario is a cat. The sharks are cats. The main collectibles are cats. The fish are cats. The cats are cats.
Yep, it's a very kitty lover's paradise, this one. And I have to say, I absolutely adore it. The graphic style is fantastic. If you've never played a game like this before, this is a really, really good option to start with because it's a very quick, straightforward game. It was to say as a bonus game, really, but it still makes it for a very, very useful, interesting speed run. So just to explain a few things that's going on here, the objective of the game is to collect the cat shines that you can see. And these are made up of different things, different tasks you have to do, very much like Super Mario Odyssey and other games in the same sort of series. The major thing here also, you have Bowser Jr. Would somebody like to mention him quickly? Or?
Yes, Bowser Jr. So a big part of this run is also being able to control Bowser Jr. well to collect shards, as you might have seen Riekelt and I be doing. He's helping us because really it's Bowser Jr. that got his dad into this mess and he's asking us for help. That's why he's teaming up with us. We control Bowser Jr. with this little cursor that we control with motion controls. So
Love motion controls.
Yeah, the one thing, indeed, the one thing I would say is you don't actually see it here, unfortunately, when you're watching the run, but there is a lot going on in terms of the motion controls. So quite often you're trying to control Mario and Bowser Jr. at the same time, and it is a lot harder than it looks. To get it right and to get it quick is quite tricky. So what's going to happen here is what will happen after a certain amount of time is that Bowser is going to get angry. Now you can see him lurking in the background there, the big Bowser shell. And after a certain amount of time, Bowser will get angry. And you can tell that's about to happen because it will start raining, generally, when he's about to get angry. But the whole idea of the speedrun is to basically collect as many shines as possible and then get through the sort of anger phases again as quickly as possible. And it's actually, again, harder than it sounds. Because if you're playing it casually, you just play the game and Bowser will show up as and when. But obviously for a speedrun, we want to go fast. So that involves getting certain cycles and getting Bowser angry at certain times.
That is correct. Very well explained.
One
You'll
of the
also
more
see-
important
carry on.
things about this part is there are certain threshold numbers in amounts of shines. And the moment we hit those thresholds, the Fury timer goes by a little bit faster. So if we're slacking off, rather later than sooner.
Yeah, the Fury timer isn't really, I don't believe it's ever shown on screen, but it is obviously something that happens in the background, and it's very important again for the speedrun. And there's a couple of ththings that will affect it. There's an interesting glitch that you'll see shortly after the first Bowser fight that we'll be using to ensure that that Fury timer is kept to as minimum as possible. And that's a bit of a two-edged sword, because not only, obviously we want that because we want to go faster, but it also means you have less time to do what you need to do. So you have to make sure your movement is on point, you're collecting your shines that you need. As I mentioned earlier, we've got different types of shines. Most of these are just sort of picked up by running around the landscape. Some you have to do specific challenges, like sort of combat challenges. You've got to chase, we've got a rabbit chase coming up later on. And you've also then got the Fury shines, which we'll see right at the very end of the game. You won't see them until the end. Now we're going into the first Bowser fight here, making my Mario grow, and Mario is going to take on Bowser. We're very close here, by the way. We're both in the Bowser fight at the same time. And what you've got to do is obviously just jump on Bowser a little bit, give his belly a bit of a rub. I know Riekelt likes to do that.
For sure.
And
Fantastic.
there we go. That's him off for just now. But we've only calmed him down temporarily. He'll be back later on. So what we have to do now is move on to the next shines. Now this is the little skip that I was talking about. What will happen here is it plays a cutscene, and then what we'll actually do is go back and load a quick save, and then watch that cutscene again. And what that actually does, bizarrely enough, I don't quite understand how it works, is that it reduces the Fury timer by quite a significant amount, doesn't it?
Yes, I don't think I have the time to go into detail, but essentially it messes with the game's flags, and there's like two different values for the Fury timer, and it goes with the shorter one when you load this autosave a second time. That's the gist of it.
Yeah, and obviously that's exceedingly beneficial from a speedrunner's perspective. It does save quite a bit of time on the run. We've got a kitty here. Look at that poor kitty. And we've got to find the kitten, and there you go. We got the kitten back. That's one of my favourite shines in the game. Because who doesn't want to rescue kitties?
Oh, you'll love the donation incentive that I've heard is met, right?
That's
Indeed.
absolutely met.
Yeah.
You'll see more
Speaking
after
of
the run,
donations-
actually.
Speaking of donations, can I read a few out?
Yeah, go for
Yeah,
it.
go
Yeah, I think right now is probably a good place.
Perfect. We've got a $5 donation from Kit142 saying, hope you guys have a wonderful time. I will lurk when I can. And we've got $10 from Race Pro UK, and their bid goes towards the Metal Gear Solid All Bosses Easy. Save Meryl during the race.
Thank you very much. Now, you noticed there, Riekelt was just dealing with the Fury Shadow there, which is actually a blobby, shadowy version of Luigi. So, of those who love to pick on Luigi, there's your opportunity. And we're also, and we're also riding our good friend Plessy here. I like Plessy because Plessy is very much like a Loch Ness monster from my native Scotland. So I do like Plessy. And some interesting movement tech here as well, as you can see.
Are you okay, Mario? I got stuck on the button.
Oh
for a
yeah,
bit.
Mario is having a little problem. This is one of the little fight shines that I talked about. But basically, all you have to do is beat up a few enemies in true Mario fashion by jumping on them, and you get rewarded with a shine. We're still incredibly close, by the way, in terms of the race at the moment. We're both on the same shine at the same time, so it's really, really close. This game is going to be a very close race, and something to talk about here is the way the sort of islands are made up. You've got all these different islands, And you'll notice we've got our propeller box here that we're using at this point. But the game itself is actually quite freeform, isn't it, Reek? I mean, obviously you do a specific route for the speedrun, but if you were playing it casually, you could really do it in pretty much any way you wanted, really, couldn't you?
You could do whatever you want. You do need to leave the island for the next episode shine to spawn. Every island has 3 shines, but generally you can make your own routes. You could go wherever you want to go. You could stay and do everything back in the first area now that the second area is open.
Yeah, that's a pretty significant mechanic of this game. Is that so? There's like this main shine, and then there's like a couple side shines. Usually it's shards, and then fury blocks later, which you won't really see until the end. Yeah, so there's the main shine, which changes every time you visit an island and you've completed the previous one. So you'll see some of the islands actually change a bit.
I'm just going to say welcome to the Netherlands here.
This is basically the Netherlands.
It's
a bit of an in-joke.
A bit cold for the Netherlands, I would say, but...
It can be cold here.
The other thing RDV just mentioned is the shards. If you look at the screens, you'll notice at the bottom there will be a line of tiny little cat heads, and some of them will be marked in red, and those are little shards that Bowser Jr. can pick up. And when you get 5 of those, you get a shine, and it will say how many 5 shards for whatever shine. So you can keep an eye on that. And you'll remember that when they're actually controlling Mario, they're using Bowser Jr. at the same time to pick these shards up. So there's a lot of multitasking going along. Now we're into the Trickety Tower here, which is an interesting bit because you can only see certain parts of it. So you need to know where you're going for optimum positioning. And we're doing some Plessy racing on RDV's side here as well. And I hope everybody's enjoying this as much as I am, because this game is just such a pleasure to watch. It's got an amazing smoothness to it. It's got fantastic graphics, very, very colourful, very, very fun. It is a very, very solid Mario game. I mean, they're obviously not everybody's cup of tea, but I think it's a fantastic game and really fun to play. I've never actually played it myself, but I can imagine it would be amazingly fun to play casually.
It is. I really love Super Mario 3D World, but really the highlight of the Switch port of 3D World is just the side game, which is Bowser's Fury. It's honestly the most fun I've had with a Mario game in a long time, which I can confidently say. So, I mean, if you have 3D World for the Switch, definitely, you haven't played Bowser's Fury yet, definitely give it a shot. It's fantastic.
And if you don't have 3D World yet, what are you waiting for?
It'll definitely be on my pickup list. Now you'll see a bit of rain on RDV's side. That means Bowser's getting a bit fractious. He's not very happy. Now I'll explain the bell here as well. When Bowser spawns and you've collected all the shines, I believe, for that particular fight, then you can then use the bell, and the bell is what makes Mario grow so he can take on Bowser. I believe I've got that right.
Yes.
So RDV is going into second Bowser fight here, and Riekelt is right behind him. So again, this is very similar. Something to note here, I'm not sure if it occurs in this particular fight.
Sorry to interrupt you right there. I just got the really fast quick kill, which is incredibly difficult, and it relies on getting some extra damage on the first hit. Super pumped about that.
Congratulations, very good stuff.
This is definitely the hardest Bowser fight. Oh, where's he going?
You'll notice that I was just saying, there's all this goo on the floor that Bowser puts down when he attacks, and obviously if you get knocked back into that, it slows you down, but obviously that can be beneficial because it means that you're not having to move as far. So you can try and use that as much as you can to your advantage. And that's Riekelt cleared the second Bowser now. And that's a 5 cat shine, a shard shine for RDV. And as you can see, there's a lot of familiar sort of Mario enemies and sort of Mario things, but they all have a little bit of catification going on. Everything is all cat related, which nothing wrong with that.
Definitely adds some charm.
Let's just not make this a catastrophe.
Oh, Nico.
Thank you for that. Where am I going?
Now, one of the things I love with seeing an RDB screen here is more Plessy riding. But when Plessy goes on land, he escapes on the land on his belly, and the animation is just absolutely fantastic. As I say, this game is really, it looks really, really cool and really smooth, and it is. But the skill level, the amount of coordination required to run this quickly is quite impressive. And we've got we're very closely matched runners here, so I hope everybody's enjoying this as much as I am. It's fantastic. Now, RDV is heading for another shine here on Plessy, and we'll just get there. There we go. And then Riekelt's on Plessy as well now.
Right,
Look at
I'm
that
just a
water
little bit
texture.
behind, but I'm way better in the... Like, the end game is my forte.
And RDB into another battle sort of fight shine here with those rather cute cat-looking Goombas.
I should note that controlling Plessy is definitely a skill when you're first coming in here. Water is relatively okay, but definitely on land, he's very difficult to control.
Yeah, I don't think he's particularly keen about Skyping along on his belly all the time, and it particularly looks difficult to control there. Keep an eye out while you're watching for Bowser Jr. because, as I said before, part of the skill here is controlling Mario and making your way through each sort of area, but also keeping an eye out for shards because you're using the touch controls to move Bowser Jr. at the same time. So most of the time, Bowser Jr. will be hovering next to Mario, but if he starts shooting off somewhere, keep an eye on him and watch what he's doing because he's going to actually pick up the shards. Just looking good here. Now, the thing to remember is we're looking for a total of 50 shards. And what will be happening here is you only get after a certain number of shines, apologies. When you get certain numbers of shines, you will then get, obviously, Bowser coming in. And that will change for the last attempt. Because what normally happens, and we won't really see it here because it loses us time, if Bowser comes in and you pick up a shine, then Bowser will go back to sleep again for a short period of time, which is what they try and do, is they try and reach certain thresholds of the shines to ensure basically that doesn't happen. Because so you reach the level you need, and then you go and get the bell and fight Bowser to basically save time. You don't want to be picking up a shine, Bowser comes up, and then you have to pick up another shine, and he goes away again. Because you're just losing time doing that way. And we're in another fight here in the Colosseum. Very, very close again. And we've got Boom Boom.
Lost guy.
Cat Boom Boom.
Classic.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I quite like this. Sorry,
It is in my contract to say I love that guy. When we're talking about Boom Boom.
Boom Boom's pretty cool.
Boom Boom's definitely showing off his catitude. Sorry.
Oh, dear.
I'm going to come out with more puns, you realise.
Now, we've got a first rabbit grab on the RDB side there. There's 3 rabbit grabs in total. But the third one's particularly interesting because you use the Bowser Jr. for the rabbit grab for the last one. So we'll keep an eye out for that. That happens right towards the end of the run. But as you can see, it's a very fast-paced run. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of movement. We haven't really talked about the movement too much, but you see Riekelt climbing up there using the cat suit. Suit is about the only power-up we actually use during this run, and if in the unlikely event one of the runners loses it, they will obviously try and get it back as soon as possible. I believe there's quite a lot of safety involved with that though, because you pick up quite a few extra, don't you? So losing the cat suit isn't the end of the world.
I mean, we in particular do pick up a lot.
We get one on purpose right at the start, in case one of those oil jumps don't really work. But generally, we're just picking up coins very easily, and once we get 100 coins, Bowser Jr. loves to give us an extra power-up. And often than not, it's a cat bell, because I don't know why. But you can see that I have 5 extras in case I lose one.
RTB is into the third Bowser fight. Riekelt's just starting it. And this one's a bit different because you're actually picking up the blocks here and using them to throw them at Bowser. Obviously, that's not going to make his temper any better. But, it's... again, that's what I like about the Bowser fights. They are all slightly different. You may think, it's just the same thing, but they are definitely different. They've got a few different things involved with them. So, and again, the animation and I love the rain effect and the weather effect that you take when you've got Angry Bowser, Fury Bowser out.
For sure. This game is really, really pretty. It is also worth mentioning that each Bowser fight does have a quick kill that we might be going for. There's also different kinds of quick kills. So Riekelt and I might even be doing certain different strats in them. I messed up my Bowser 3 fight, so Riekelt may have caught up on me a little bit there.
I did have a really perfect Bowser 3. Well, not perfect. I had to throw 4 pillars, but still. Nah, you're still ahead, man. Don't worry.
We're both, we're fairly close. One thing I would like to point out there, though, you didn't see it. You might have seen it. Keep an eye out for it at the end of the next Bowser fight. Is when you beat Bowser, Fury Bowser, he does a T-Rocket and blasts off at the end, which is very cool. We skip the cutscene. There are lots of cutscenes in this game, but obviously, due to speedruns, we are not seeing any of them, or they're getting skipped very quickly. But again, it's one of these things that there's so much different skills required to run this game quickly. And it's a really quick run as well. I mean, as you can see, it's under 40 minutes. And what would you suggest to anybody who's looking to get into speedrunning this game?
Watch speedruns, try to replicate some of what you see. Especially practice Cycle 1, because getting a lot of shines of Cycle 1 is important. And there's also some tutorials on YouTube that you can look up to get into it. We're using the route of... our route's actually incredibly similar to one of the tutorials. There's this guy on YouTube called Talmarek.
Yeah.
He has using the advanced speedrun guide route that he made, that he made a video on anyway. So yeah, those videos were really helpful for me anyway, and I think for Riekelt as well.
Yeah, I started with the beginner route actually, to get a grasp of the game, and afterwards I just did the other route, more advanced route with the save reloads, but also a lot of other stuff. And Revenaldt and I both tweaked the route a little bit, like very minorly, because our skill level just became higher and higher. And we actually had a gentleman's agreement to not learn a new route until after the supposed race at BSG last week, which unfortunately Revenaldt couldn't partake in, but also after this route. So next week, definitely expect to see something else in terms of routing.
No, I was watching the practice stream yesterday, and it was fascinating watching it. It's very interesting. It's a fun run just to watch, especially the learning part of it. Now, we just saw the second rabbit grab there. The third rabbit grab will be a wee bit later on. We've got a bit more propeller block action for RDV here. And again, Reek isn't that far behind. We're pretty close together, to be honest. So it's, it's very competitive. And then a bit more Plessy. Always nice to see. But as mentioned earlier on, Plessy on ground, on land, is, a bit of a skill. Yeah.
So now that there's some quiet time, maybe Nico has some messages for us.
I was just about to say.
Absolutely. Let me talk about the charity that we are raising money for. Because we are raising money to support Crisis, a charity supporting people out of homelessness for good. They achieve this through education, training and support with housing, employment and health. 100% of your donations will be supporting Crisis. Here's more about what they do and in their own words. So they offer one-to-one support advice and courses for homeless people in 12 areas across England, Scotland and Wales. And they carry out pioneering research into the causes and consequences of homelessness and campaign for the changes needed to end it for everyone for good. Now, I would love to see some cat-related donations. That would be Radiclaw.
Oh dear.
Nico, I love you.
That's it, Nico. Stop it right meow.
I want to
Stop.
see some more cam-related donations. You're gonna get. It's gonna be just amazing.
I'm becoming feral.
Yeah,
Oh.
these aren't fair. They're really not. Anyway, I think we'll move on. We're into the lighthouse, the pipe section here for Riekelt. I just love the animation of Cat Mario climbing up the walls. It's great.
It's so good. If there's anything Nintendo can do well, it's visual eye candy. So the whole idea of this island is to get into pipes and go all the way to the top. There's a lot of pipes there, but obviously we're cats. We're wonderful.
And we also have Bowser Jr., who, on my side at least, helped me up as well a little bit. Yeah, it's called Pipe Path. Really, the island's just path to me.
Got another.
You actually have to take the pipes in 100 shines, obviously, for the blue coins. So for me, it's still Pipe Path.
Yeah, that is a good point. That this isn't the only category of speedrun. This is I would say this is probably the most common category.
Yeah,
Is
for
that,
sure.
that correct? Yeah. Yeah.
I think we have some downtime, so we could explain some different categories. So first of all, you might be noticing we're not doing Amiibo, which means, no Amiibo allowed. There's the Bowser Amiibo category, where we're allowed to use the Bowser Amiibo, which spawns Bowser prematurely. If you can manage to spawn him every time right before you get a shine, you can actually damage him outside of the fight a lot. So when you get into it, the fight should be really quick. But the best part about it is really just the fact that 100 shines is no longer a big auto-scroller, because we haven't figured out the last cycle too well yet, at this point in time at least. So the Bowser Amiibo run is actually very different, because you're no longer really tied to a timer, because you can spawn Bowser whenever you want, which is powerful. However, also kind of locked behind a paywall. So, and there's the skill required for this category is also insanely interesting. So it's cool that they both exist. They're both really, really good categories.
And obviously 100 shine, which is just the 100% category of the game, which also has like No Amiibo and Yes Amiibo. As well, both very different runs, and I've only done the No Amiibo portion of that. I did do Yes Amiibo for any percent, and it definitely makes it a whole different run, and I keep getting hit. That is not good.
You've only got so many backup streak, don't get hit too often.
I got 3 left.
Yep. Okay, we're looking at Bowser 4 here on RDV's side. And then after Bowser 4 is when it gets very interesting. The end game is particularly fun.
Oh yeah, the
Bowser's
island that
getting-
I'm on is known as Cat Island because there's just a million cats here. We'll be back. Don't worry.
Good fight.
Yeah, Riekelt into the fight, just as RDV's coming out with it. So we're very, very close again. Incredibly close. I mean, every time I see this, by the way, I can't help but think of Power Rangers, because it's just absolutely fantastic to see giant Bowser against giant Mario, stomping on buildings and picking stuff up and throwing it around. It's just, again, it's another little touch to this game.
I can relate to that. Go, go, Power Rangers.
Yep, I'm a huge fan, so quite happy to admit that. Got more Luigi on RDV screen here. And now, yeah, Bowser's getting angry again. You can see it's starting to rain. Now, he's actually up now. Is he? He's up for you. Yeah, he is now. So basically what happens here, these are the Fury blocks that we mentioned earlier on. And basically the way these work is they can only be broken by Bowser. So when he gets angry, you have to basically position yourself behind the Fury blocks, and Bowser will attack you, and hopefully blow up Fury blocks?
I
don't
have
think
a
it went
problem.
quite right. Yeah, I don't think it went quite right there, did it?
Yeah, I accidentally got all the shards before Bowser broke the Fury blocks, which is a bit of a problem. Oh no. This is where it all derails.
So to explain that then, the as we mentioned earlier on, if you collect a shine while Bowser is out, it'll put Bowser back to sleep again. And what happened there, unfortunately, is RDV was trying to get Bowser to attack to destroy the Fury block, and unfortunately, at the same time, he used Bowser Jr. to pick up a shard, and it completed a shine and put Bowser back to sleep again. So we're going to have to see if we can get him back.
Fuzzies!
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do fuzzies.
That's a really slow shine. I feel sorry for you.
I also feel sorry for myself.
Good. So
Do
he
we
does
have
have to
time
go.
for a donation?
Give me a little bit. I'm currently
No problem.
I'm currently going for one of the worst shines, which is not this one, even though the jump to it is really awful. But now I got to jump over this oil to an island that is technically not accessible yet. Let's see if we can do that. Oh, beautifully!
Yeah.
That just saves like so much.
Just to give you an idea of where I am, Reek. Fuzzies.
Understandable. So I've definitely
my own
taken the
fault,
lead
though.
now. Okay, you can go with the donation now, I guess.
Absolutely. So we've got a perfect pun coming in from Katrin Valkyria for $10, saying, I would like to make a kissing pun, but I just don't have to have the perfect one. Good luck to everyone, and I can't wait to see who claws their way to victory first. Mao.
Nice.
Thank you so much. In the meantime, I'm getting this bunny right over here with a warp.
Yep, that's the quick bunny I mentioned earlier on. This is bunny number 3. Using Bowser Jr. this time. There we go. And Riekelt is slightly ahead now. Not massively, but slightly ahead.
Anything can happen still.
It's still anybody's game. Oh, definitely. We've got a fight.
Getting bad RNG on this fight, though.
So
Yeah,
now Riekelt.
No, go
Sorry,
for
carry
it.
on. Yeah, I was going to say you're going for the Fury Bowser blocks now. This one's particularly difficult, but managed to get it. And basically, as I say, what you have to do there is get Bowser to chase you and position yourself in the correct way, so when he attacks, he hits the Fury block, and the Fury block contains a shine. And there's quite a few of those, isn't there, at this part of the game?
There definitely is, and I don't know where Bowser is. Oh, that's unfortunate. So, currently, now that I got more than 47 shines, or 47 or more, currently there is permanent Bowser. So he's always mad until I get 50 shines and, you know, do the thing.
Yep. When you get 50 shines, that will enable you to take on the sort of final Bowser fight. We've got Fury Bowser on RDV's side as well now. So we're just picking up the last few shines, which is these Fury shines here. And then when we reach 50, it'll be going into the final confrontation.
Do we have time for another donation?
Yeah, go.
Absolutely. We got a $10 donation from MOD336 saying, asking for cat-related donations is like asking for a catastrophe to happen. I'm impossible to stop the puns from coming, but I don't mind. Puns are perfect. But don't mind meow. I'll be out now. Or not. Haven't decided yet, so don't you dare close the door. Also, give me pets, but don't touch. And that goes to the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind All Main Quest glitched Morrowind Tiny Tim.
Thank you very much. That was
A donation.
It was meowjestic. It really was.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you. Both of
So
you.
we're coming into Bowser here. I'll let I don't know if you want me to talk about it or
Go do
to
it,
do it?
because it's a catastrophe here right now.
yeah. As you can see, we've lost the catsuit on the left here, and he's throwing pointy objects at Bowser, which is really going to do a lot to improve his temper, I'm sure. Managed to get into the catsuit though. Okay, just finishing off Fury Fury blocks on the right, Fury shines on the right here for RDV. We'll
Yeah,
just be going into Bowser.
unfortunately, he the Fury Break's gonna be a bit weird, and you have to be on screen to be broken. And I think I just turned the camera slightly too like far away to initially break the first set that I wanted to break. I'm heading into the fight now as well.
Okay. I just destroyed Bowser 5, and currently I'm in the final fight. Time is coming up for me. So this fight is all about going around the map and smashing into Bowser with Plessy. But fortunately there were some amazing people in the community who found a quick kill where I can multi-hit him. Let's see if I can go for that. Need to hit the side for that, the absolute side. Let's speed run a little bit. Second hit, let's go. Can I get a third hit? No. There's still hope.
If I get the triple hit here, ooh, could be close.
Ooh.
RDV's into the final phase. This is very close.
Oh, I got hit. Darn.
Synchronized Plessy jumping here.
I love it. Okay, being real careful. First hit.
Time!
Time!
What? I beat you!
Oh,
Oh man! It's like a 2-3
There's no
second
way
hit.
I came back from that. Oh.
that was... I actually wondered who said time first there. I was
Ronald
like,
did.
wow! Yes, just by a second.
What was your time, Reek, on your splits?
56.
53. Oh my
Three
god.
man.
seconds in it, folks. 3 seconds in it. What a fantastic race. Can we give everybody, both the runners, an amazing round of applause? That was absolutely amazing stuff. RDV, comeback extraordinaire. That was just fantastic. Riekelt, well
Congrats,
done.
dude.
No way.
You were
Oh.
both brilliant.
But yeah, we're not done yet here. At least I'm not done yet. You are.
You got anything more?
I'll
Yeah, I
just
was
be
gonna say.
spectating as Reek will be showing the incentive. Yeah, no, that's insane. Reek and I have been basically rivals in this game ever since we started running it. The meme was basically like Riekelt started running a Mario game. I couldn't have that as a fan of Mario games. And we were just having this back and forth at our PBs. Currently on the leaderboard, we're tied. Although I do have an unsubmitted 32 that I got yesterday that I should really submit, but I'm lazy.
Literally yesterday.
Yeah, so that is an insane race. Thank you, Reek.
No, thank you.
For,
man. I'm speechless.
That was just amazing to watch. That last little few seconds. As soon as you got into the final phase, RDV, it was, and yeah, that was absolutely brilliant. But I'm going to shut up and let Riekelt talk about the incentive.
Okay, so
Absolutely. Sorry.
sorry, Nico. You can talk
No,
in a
no,
little
no,
bit.
please
But
go ahead,
as
please
you
go
can see, Plessy's a cat right now as well. Kind of. And I'm going all around town because we've rescued one cat already. But there are 2 more cats, and I forgot to put this cat on Plessy. So he jumps away. I'll still go for the free cats. Yet I need to collect 3 cats now in the ruins, and a total of 5 cats in the next area. And I don't know what happened there just now. But in the meantime, Nico.
We've got a $5 donation from Cat of Hearts saying someone needs to put the host in a catapult for all these really poorly made puns. Cat of Hearts, thank you.
Thank you, Cat of Hands.
That was a pawsome run, guys. Congratulations on that race.
Thank you very much. So that's 1 happy cat. And time for happy cat number 2. If I can find... Where's the cat here? Oh, it's on this island.
Can we also just shout out on at least the man right now? There's like these paintings that Bowser Jr. drew. It's art. Speaking of art, if you look in Riekelt's background, he actually has one of Bowser Jr.'s paintings on a canvas.
Yeah.
In the background.
That's
It's amazing
legit.
art.
They were on a discount, and I was like, why not get a painting like that?
I was the
Can't
Junior's
fault him.
biggest fan.
So, perfect Plessy jump. And we're going to see the cat being very sad right now, but one by one, the little kittens come here, and she will be a little bit happier. There's number 2. There's the third calico kitten. Unfortunately, I don't know. What's the perfect place? 2 more cats. Where could they be? I'd say I don't know, but I do know. There's like one on every island.
There's
Also,
one.
really important, don't throw them in the water or they'll despawn.
Yeah.
Don't like
That's,
water.
Oh. Come on, I did a perfect one literally just now.
Drown that poor cat.
It doesn't care about the water as long as it's on Plessy's back.
Plessy.
Yeah. I mean, when you really think about it, Plessy is just kind of one big towel.
Okay, what happens if I stand here? Oh no, not the
The most
cat.
avid description I've never heard that I love.
This is why we like Plessy.
Oh, Plessy's fantastic.
Okay, I'm taking the long way around, so I don't care.
It's about the showcase, the idea that we're saving kittens.
Yeah, we
and
are saving
The cat
kittens.
doesn't have to be sad.
I technically drowned one already, but we don't talk
We don't
about
talk
that.
about that.
A big shout out to everyone who donated, by the way, for getting this incentive. It's absolutely
Absolutely.
amazing. Remember, all your donations go towards Crisis. Greatly, greatly appreciated. And we get to see Reek rescuing cute cases.
Yeah, for sure. And this is the last one. And now we got 3 happy mother cats, and we got 3 signs for that. Thank you very much. And this
I
is
still need to just
this is
recover
nice.
from that race. It's like when I missed those first of the 3 blocks, I was like, it's over. It's over, dude. But
Understandable.
the final fight really does make a difference. That quick kill saves a lot of time because what you're supposed to be doing is going around the entire map chasing Bowser. Usually it takes you about a lap to do it normally, and I basically got it, right at the start, ish. So yeah, thank you for doing the race. Thank you UKSG for having us. This was really fun. I was sad about not being able to do this race last week at BSG. So I'm really glad that I got my redemption today. So had a lot of fun. Shout out to Tiny Tim as usual. Always helping us out when we need him.
I don't
Thank you
feel
very
like a
much.
loser. Yeah, I don't feel like a loser from this race, honestly.
Oh no,
Not
it
at
was
all.
a really close race, and I
Amazing.
feel like we both played well. Definitely, like Riekelt. Let's get the record straight. Riekelt did lose to me by a couple seconds. However, still a good race.
Amazing race.
Good,
Really
no
enjoyed it.
resets.
It was a cathletic ending to the race. And thank you guys so much for both putting in all your efforts into this run. But coming up next, we have Peas with Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD. Make sure you guys stick around for that run. We'll be back very, very soon.